Hi, this is Sunny Taparia. Today I will be taking you through my ankylosing spondylitis journey, how it started and where exactly right now I am. So, today is 3rd of July 2018 and it all started approximately 6 years back, and that was my son's second birthday. I will be turning 35 next month. Uh, so on the very morning of that birthday party, I have few of my brothers, sisters, and relatives out here to celebrate his second birthday. And I don't know, at morning 5 o'clock when I got up, I got a very severe gastric pain in my stomach, and it was so much. It was very painful. Like the sweat was coming out from the head. I was not able to do anything. I was just rolling here and there in the ground, and nothing was helping. It was pretty bad. Cannot explain how bad it was. And before that, before age 29, I never had any gastric problem. So it was first time which I got that, and then I went to my wife took me to the doctor at morning 7 a.m. and got some treatment out, and then the very next day showed a gastroenterologist, and then he uh, gave me some 15 days or 1 month kind of a some deworming or some bacterial some treatment, like which for which I don't remember the medicine name, but it ran for around 2 weeks to 1 month. I had to take those medicines continuously, very morning evening kind of. So after that the gastric pain went away, but the back pain, which also started on the same day, that remained. uh, just two other things which I want to bring up, like before my back pain got triggered and before the ankylosing spondylitis got triggered. Uh, I in 2008 I met with an accident, and it was a bad accident. But the thing is, like I just got a jerk. I was wearing a seatbelt. I just got a jerk in my lower back, and that's it. I never felt pain during that time, and in 3-4 years I didn't felt any pain, so it was all good. And the other thing is, like around in 2010, like I was walking in a railway station, and then I was just taking the stairs, and then I just fell down from the side. I was holding two couple of suitcases, and two suitcases in both my hands. I was just walking down from the staircase, and then I fell off 2 to 3 staircase. And because the suitcases were heavy, like which I was holding, the bags, so I got a little bad jerk in my lower back. But that was in 2010, and nothing happened after that. Like it was all okay. I stood up, and then it was all okay. But then in 2012, when this got triggered in a very bad way, around 1 or 2 months back, I was getting a feel. So earlier I used to walk around 2 kilometers, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, and nothing as such happened. Used to happen, and just 2 months before this, October 2012, somewhere in August or September 2012, I got a pretty. So when I used to walk after about 1 kilometer or half kilometer, more than half a kilometer, I used to get pain in my lower back. So I was not sure what happened, but I was not able to walk for more than 1 kilometer initially, and then for half kilometer initially. And after half kilometer walk, I used to get little bit of pain. So this was first thing for me. So I didn't knew what was happening, but then I got little pain. So I just thought it's okay. I took it casually. So this was all the background before this ankylosing spondylitis or the back pain really got triggered. And when this got triggered, so my, like, because from last 6 years I've read many books, read many articles about this, read many health articles about it, and about diagnosis, treatment, and so many things about AS. Uh, so what I think is probably when I got that severe gastric attack, uh, during that time maybe the Klebsiella bacterias or maybe some bacterias got triggered, and they got activated in a very bad way. And once they got activated, that's the time, I guess, the AS got triggered, and probably my lower back, the inflammation in my body got triggered, and it was primarily attacking my lower back and my joints. So this is all about how my AS got triggered. Uh, Before that, like, just let me tell a brief about AS, like, for people who are not knowing about AS. So AS stands for Ankylosing Spondylitis, and in this is a disease in which the body's immunity uh, gets malfunctioned, and it attacks its own cells. So immunity generally attacks the uh, outside pathogens and bacteria and so on. But what happens when any autoimmune disease occurs to anyone, the immune system attacks its own cells, its own good cells, and then it triggers a response which is bad for the health. So in AS, basically the immunity attacks the joints, and specifically for AS, it generally attacks the spine. Spine is including from neck to the tailbone, the complete spine, and generally starts either from the neck or from the tailbone, from the lower backside. And this is more all for what is called as axial ankylosing spondylitis, and the other is like the peripheral ankylosing spondylitis as a side effect of AS, like the autoimmunity and the inflammation can also happen in any joints, like ankle, or it can in eyes, or in ribs, or in fingers. So it can happen anywhere, which is more of peripheral AS. And this disease is not a life-taking one unless, like, the AS also gets affected in aorta, in heart, in which basically, like, it can lead to a blockage in heart or something. Like, there are certain cases in which AS also has some side effects of that. But in general, AS is not a life-taking disease. It's more of uh, physical, like, it makes you kind of disabled. It makes you physically unfit, and it gives you a lot of fatigue, and because of inflammation which is continuously happening in your body needs to recover from it, and most of its energy goes to fight the inflammation which is occurring. So that's the reason, like, you get fatigue a lot. You become prone to fatigue, and that's the reason of tiredness and so on. So this is more or less about ankylosing spondylitis, which from now onwards, like, we'll call it as AS, which is an acronym, and which is how this disease is called. So this happened 6 years back, and there was and then, like, I will take you through my ankylosing spondylitis journey, how it happened, which set of doctors which I visited, where exactly I was, and then what kind of treatments I've taken, and all what I've done for ankylosing spondylitis. So right now, I will not say that I'm cured by ankylosing spondylitis, but as many AS fighters says, like, we are AS warriors, we are AS fighters. So we are fighting with ankylosing spondylitis, and we will defeat this disease. So we need to have that positive thinking to finally win the war. And so I'll just take you through my journey. So it started in October 2012, and the gastric attack which I had initially, that just passed away in 1 month's time after taking all the medications. In the endoscopy, I had kind of a little bit of hernia, a small hernia. The H. pylori was positive. Those things were there, and after medicines, I think it would have gone. So the gastric problem which I had, I had that initially like in October 2012, and then after that for the next 1 year, 1.5 years, I was a little bit pissed off by this gastric problem. But though it was not a major one, the only thing was like if I don't eat anything, like if I'm hungry for quite a while, for 3 to 4 hours more, then I used to get that bad gastric attack, gastric pain, and with the gastric pain comes the back pain also, and which was hand in hand kind of. So for before 29 years, I didn't had any gastric pain. For between 29 to 31, I used to have that gastric problem, and if I don't eat, like it was going to be bad. If I eat, then it's generally okay. So, so this was all about that. Just about my profession before moving forward. So, I did my engineering in India, and from last 13 years, I'm working in IT consulting firms. And as part of my job, I have to be in India, and sometimes like I move out of India to perform my job. And when I was in 2012, like this got triggered, and then I was having little bit of lower back pain always here and there. In 2013, May or June, I went to UK for a couple of months. So over there again, like the weather was, I think I went during March time, March to April 2013. So during that time it was a little bit cold, freezing around 0 degrees. And in India generally like it's a little bit on a hotter side, 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. And when I went over there, it was a little bit cold out there, and so I didn't knew. So during that time, because of the cold weather, like I used to get some pain out there, and so that was a time. So when I observed that I was having difficulty in lifting objects, I was having difficulty even lifting my child. Like I was 2 years then. So before that, I used to lift my child, though he was a little bit lighter during that time, around 10 to 12 kgs. But I didn't had any problems as such before that. But then after that, I was having difficulty in lifting my child, taking him in a lap, and even lifting suitcases when we were traveling here and there. And then during that time, like it was primarily like the responsibility to pick up things like fell into my wife's area, so which I was not liking, but yeah, maybe someone has to do it, and it was my wife like who was taking the responsibility of carrying baggages here and there, because like he's not feeling that good. And during that time, like in UK, like I went to NHS, and then I showed a couple of doctors over there. They advised me to not take to not lift objects, and to just be just rest and so on. So which I did, and even as my wife also went along with me, so she also knew this. So and then during that time I also took a appointment of rheumatologist at NHS, but the appointment was around 4 months, after 4 months. So nothing got, and then like after a couple of months I went back, I came back from UK. So I never got chance to show the rheumatologist over there in UK. So once I came back to India, the pain was still there. I showed to orthopedics out here, and then the orthopedics in 2013 met. They suggested me to take some injection basically which goes down to the spine, and then what they were saying me was like it costed around 50 grams in India, and around $1,000 US dollars. And what they said was basically they will be giving me injection, and which will directly hit my spine, and then which will relax my spine. I will not get that pain as such, and after a couple of months again that pain will come back. So this is what my orthopedics doctor said me. So I was a bit scary that even though I have to sell out money, which was okay, but the problem was this again, the problem will come back after a couple of months. So I'm having even couple of good friends, my school friends, who were doctors, who are doctors, and one is a MD and the other is DM in gastro. So I consulted them. They both are my very good friends, and if they were watching it, they must be knowing about them, but I'm talking about them. So both of them said me, initially when I said to them, actually I didn't said to them when I was knowing about this. So I went to another doctor. So I went to after around 9 months, I went to one of the orthopedics. I changed the orthopedics. Earlier I was going to Manipal Hospital in Bangalore, India. Then I changed to Apollo Hospitals in Bangalore, India. And over there, uh, the doctor said me. I was saying that okay, I'm having this pain from last 1 year. I don't know what is happening. I don't know the cause of it. Nothing is there physically, but still I'm getting pain. I don't know what to do. So then the doctor ran few tests on me, and which was CRP, ESR, and HLA-B27 test. So which was a one, and when the reports came back, the HLA-B27 was positive, which is quite a marker for having AS. And once this was confirmed, my orthopedic straight away directed me to a rheumatologist. He said he will be the guy to look forward. He will be the guy whom you should look forward. And then during that time, I straight away went to a rheumatologist in Manipal Hospitals in Bangalore. And then there was a doctor called Somnath Mitra. So he basically confirmed that I'm having ankylosing spondylitis. So it was around 5-6 years back. So during that time, the learnings on AS was this. Now the learnings are more, we know more about it. But during that time, he said, okay, fine, I think you have AS. He wrote ankylosing spondylitis in a paper and said to research about this in MedPub and other sites, in Google and other sites, and read about that. And he confirmed that okay, you are having ankylosing spondylitis, and as soon as you get red eyes in your red eyes, basically you should straight away get admitted. It is getting bad, so you should understand that it's getting bad. And for 1-2 years, so that was a one. So after 1-2 years, so when he said that, and he said me to get a personal health insurance coverage because the normal corporate personal insurance coverage will not cover those, and he said me to take that immediately, and as soon as you get your eyes read, basically you come straight away to the hospital and get admitted. We'll have you treated. So I was not knowing about that. I listened to him and I thought, okay, fine. So this is a problem, and this is what even the doctors knew during that time. So the allopathy doctors knew during that time that if you have eye inflammation, basically that eye inflammation, when it happens, and which is called uveitis. So when it happens, and it basically means that your inflammation is getting bad. So during that time, it means that AS is on full effect, and you should have a good care of yourself, and you should get admitted. So this is what it was like. I didn't heard about uveitis during that time also. So it was more of if your eyes are red, come straight away to the hospital. Okay, so I said that's fine. So I showed to him, and then I was a bit worried. Then I showed to another doctor in Sakra Hospital, and went along with my wife to that doctor, and the doctor said, I went to him. I was after that I was going to US to Florida for a year. So the doctor said me, at this age, at 29-30 years, you can't get ankylosing spondylitis. It's not the age to get AS. I said, okay, that's a good thing. It's happy. And I was saying that why I'm getting this pain from last 1 year. I don't know what's the reason of this pain. So he said, I think you should consult a psychologist for this. And my wife was happy that okay, it's all in his mind, and that's the reason he's getting pain, and he's unnecessarily telling that he's having pain. But I knew in myself that I'm having pain. I don't know how can I tell, how my mind can say that. So that doctor said me that okay, you go to a psychologist. So this was So my wife was happy, I was not happy, but I was happy the fact that he said that okay, you can't get AS at this age. I was pretty happy, and then I was relaxed. And then I thought that okay, like one doctor said you have AS in 1 year time. The diagnosis was done in 1 year time. That was a good thing. The other doctor said no, you don't have AS. So I said why to take something as a negative? Let's take it as positive. I don't have AS. Probably it might be some lower back pain, and I was all okay. So then I flew to Florida, US in 2014, April 2014. And then I showed a doctor over there in Florida. So he was a young chap, 35, 40 years. And then I went to him, he took my x-rays, there was nothing in x-ray, it was all good. And he also said me the same thing. At this age, you can't get ankylosing spondylitis. No one gets AS at this age. You need to be a little bit older. I said, okay, fine. Like if you're saying it, fine, well and good. I don't have AS, it's all good. And during that time and before that, before moving to US, like as I said to you, like I'm having a couple of good doctor friends. I consulted both of them. Both of them gave me an overview about AS, the problems which AS brings, and both of them said that okay, like if you don't have AS, then it's all well and good, and you should be happy with it. But if you have it, yeah, you have some problem to deal with. So, and then they used to give me always a good assurance, and I used to feel good after talking to them. And then I used to admire them both because both of them were my school buddies, and I can rely on their words more than any of the doctors. So yeah, so I was in US, I was having problem here, there, went to Disney World again, can't walk more than 4-5 hours, need to have a relaxing time, Universal Studios, so it was all, the problem was all there. And over, so the problem was all there, even in my office when I used to sit in chair. I was not able to sit a lot. Even if I sit a lot, I used to get that pain, a little bit of fatigue here and there. Then I used to thought, okay, fine, maybe like some back pain, it's all okay. So I came back from Florida, and then from Florida, after there for 1 year, I went to Texas, Houston, and over there I was for a couple of years, and again over there I showed a rheumatologist. He said it's all good, no worries, you don't have anything. I showed 2-3-4 orthopedics. They said you might be having you are having some. So they also saw the X-ray. There was nothing in X-ray. It's just there was a little bit of curve in the spine, which was okay. And they used to say it's all okay. Like it's there in many of the patients, and it's all okay. And the good thing about those doctors were they were able to figure out, like that time I didn't knew, but now I know that they were able to figure out that there is probably some inflammation out there. So they gave me meloxicam, which is a NSAIDs, anti-inflammatory drug, so which is a good stuff. And they gave me pantoprazole because of my gastric problem. So I was taking those medicines. Used to go for long drives here and there. Used to take pantoprazole and meloxicam, and then you generally used to go for a drive because beyond 2-3 hours drive, like I used to get very bad pain. So every 2 hours drive, like I need to take rest, 15 minutes, hop off, and then like walk around here, there, do some stretching exercise, and then maybe eat something, and then relax for 15-20 minutes, and then again take a drive. So that was all about, and then I used to get sleep a lot. So I used to drive a lot before that, continuous 8-9 hours whole night, and never I used to get sleep. And during this time, I used to get a lot of sleep. Like during night time, it's okay, and during daytime, after 3-4 hours drive, I used to get a lot of sleep. So I was not sure like what is happening, but then later I discovered that okay, meloxicam has a side effect of sleep. And that was the reason like I was sleeping. And why I was taking meloxicam before my drive was, I was thinking, okay, fine, like this tablet gives me a little bit of relief, let me take this before my drive, so that at least I can drive for 2-3 hours at least. So this was all my stuff. Like I was having problem, I was fighting with it. My wife is a very good cook, and we went to kind of we are like I'm a vegetarian and sometimes eats egg and which is also called vegetarian in Western terms, and in Indian terms, egg also falls under non-vegetarian bracket. So my wife is a very good cook. She used to make salads and a lot of healthy foods out there. But still, I was not knowing that okay, what problem I'm having. So I didn't knew. I was eating carbs. I was eating all the stuff. I was eating burgers. I was eating all that stuff. So 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 the problem was there, and I was just dealing with it. So the exercise, which so the one thing which I felt was like over there, like in US, like was over there because the insurance covers most of the medical expenses. So I showed all the different kinds of doctors over there. So I was not able to like. My panic was like it's 3 years, 4 years, and then I'm not able to figure out why I'm having this lower back pain. There's nothing coming in my x-ray, there's nothing coming in my blood, and I don't know what is the root cause of this problem. And I was really fighting whom to show. I showed orthopedics over there, I showed, I even went to an acupuncturist over there, I went to a pain relief doctor over there. So the pain relief doctor, I took acupuncture. I took around 3 to 4 acupuncture sessions out there. The pain relief doctor, like he said that okay, like they will give me a median axial blockers or something. So basically, like which will basically the same thing, like which will hit my spine and then kill the nerves out there, which basically passes the information out to my brains that okay, there is some problem, there is inflammation which is occurring, and they will just kill the nerves out there. So in my spine, by which now basically the transmission of the information that I'm having pain will not go to my brain, and so I will not feel the pain as such, but the inflammation as such will be happening over there. So I said to one of my friend out there, the doctor is saying, doctor has said me to take this, and then he said, no, Sunny, don't take this. This will just kill the pain. This will just kill the pain, but this will not kill the problem which you are having, and we need to kill the problem. So that was more of length. I went to chiropractor. For a chiropractor, like it took around 5-6 sessions with him. The first time when I went to him, he said, "Come on, like I will treat you in 3 to 4 sessions. You will be all good, fit and fine, and you will be all right." I said, "Good. Like I'll be pretty happy. Like if I'm all good after 4 years of pain." So it took me, like I showed him 3 times, 4 times, nothing was happening. I showed him 5th time, 6th time, and nothing was happening. And then I think like he also understood that he cannot cure me, and I also understood that he cannot cure me. So that is the thing. But one thing which he said me during that time was, many of the people like who has this problem, they go on a gluten-free diet, and gluten-free diet is like food without wheat, food without flours, food without rice, and so on. And he said people who go on this gluten-free diet, they get a lot of relief during that time. I just heard from him. I said, okay doctor, I'm from India. Basically, like we cannot live without chapatis. We cannot live without the breads, without the wheat breads. It's difficult for me. And even during that time, like I was leaving breads, it was not possible for me, and it was very humongous task for me to leave breads. I just heard him, and then I went, and I thought, okay, fine, my chiropractor I'm not able to treat. The other thing was like in that particular place, like it was more of a chiropractor plus a natural. They also had a natural herbal store over there. They used to give all those natural herbal. So there were natural herbal supplements which was also being provided out there. I saw it over there, and saw people taking medicines out there. But then I thought, okay, what will this herbal medicines do? What will this natural things do? Like, let me first diagnose what my problem is. I don't know if it will be good or not. Plus, it was not covered by insurance and it was pretty costly, like $100 for a small bottle, and I don't know what it was, like what was there. So I just had a glimpse of it, and I didn't really cared about that. But now, like I know that okay, what he was trying to sell out there. So this is what it was, and then I showed chiropractor, and then like I even went to a neurologist. I just searched a neurologist out there in US, and I thought, okay, maybe some nerves problem in my lower back. Maybe I should consult him because I don't have any muscular problem, I don't have any bone problem, I don't have any other problem. So I don't know. So I went to a neurologist. I went to him, and then he said, "Why have you come to me? Who has referred you to me? You don't have any problem. I cannot treat you. You don't have any problem specific to mine, which I can treat you for. Go away." So okay, fine. Just came back from him. I was the pain was there always, and I didn't knew. I was working all the time, but I was getting like I was having fatigue. I was not able to walk a lot. I wanted some in during the weekends. Like it was a big relief for me, and because of all these things, like even I showed a urologist out there in US, and I thought, okay, maybe something related to my kidney, or maybe something related, uh, which can be seen in my urine, and maybe some markers out there. So I went to urologist, showed him, again nothing came. So for 4 5 years I was all frustrated, and I was not getting the cure. So finally, in August 2016, in August 2016, I showed again to a rheumatologist out there in Houston, and when I showed him, he said, "Okay, let's get an X-ray done." Got an X-ray done, nothing was coming. So I insisted that can I get an MRI done? Maybe something will come because I'm suffering for the last 4 years. He said, "Okay, fine." So I got an MRI done, and nothing came in the MRI also. So I was giving a clean sheet, and I said to my friend out there in India who is a DM, he said, "Good, like if you're not having a AS, it's a party time. So probably maybe some other problem, some muscular problem or something else. If you're not having AS, it's a party time. Like it's a good thing that you're not having this problem." So yeah, I was also happy. Okay, that's good. I'm not having AS, but then again, like thing was coming to mind. Okay, if I'm not having AS, why the hell am I having this pain from last 5 years? And the doctor, the physical therapist out there in US, the physical therapist in India, no one was able to do anything, give me any relief. So even in India before, like in the initial 2 years, so I have taken around 80 to 100 physiotherapy sessions from around 10 different doctors. Once, like it was like once or twice only, like the pain which was happening in my lower back, it went to my hips and leg once or twice, and that's it. uh, and then continuously I was taking those physiotherapy sessions around 100 times in India. In Houston I took around 5 times. In Boca Raton in Florida I took around 5 to 10 times, and nothing was happening. I was not getting any relief. I showed to all the doctors, all the different doctors. No one was able to diagnose me, and that is an issue because, and that is why like this video is for, like it's for a general mass. Like if you are having this kind of problem, now the doctors are able to help you. We know that you have a problem, you have AS, and the primary markers of AS is if it's a chronic pain, chronic lower back pain, more than 6 months, it's not going. If nothing is getting discovered in your X-ray, like slip disc or any of those kind of problems, or narrowing of disc space or something, then it's the inflammation which is causing, and probable chances of AS. And if HLA-B27 is positive, it adds a lot to your problem. So this is what it was. And then I came back from US after 3 years, around 3 years, and the reason of coming back was like I had a big fight with my managers out there in the company. No, not a fight. Like I requested my manager, like they were putting me into some another assignment again in US, but I thought that okay, uh, and then like I took all the treatment out there. So I even took a homeopathic treatment, which in India for around 6 months, nothing happened. That was like during 2010. That was around 2014, 13, 14 kind of. So nothing happened, and the only thing which was left was Ayurveda treatment, which is more of a Indian treatment. Like it has an origin of India, and which I didn't took the treatment, and that was the only thing which was left. So, and in US, the Ayurveda treatment is pretty costly. Like it costs anyways around maybe $10,000 to $20,000, which is around 5 to 10 lakhs INR, and which is a costly amount. And I thought that okay, instead of getting it over there in US, like if I come back to India, and in India basically you can get it done in $1,000, like which will cost around 60,000 INR or maybe 1 lakh or 2 lakhs maximum. So I thought let me come back to India and have a treatment out here. So I came back from a US assignment, came back to India in October 2016, and then I took an Ayurveda treatment. I took it for 10 days. First day, it was wow, I'm getting relief, I will be getting cured. Like the first day when they did all those hot massage therapies and all that stuff, I felt very nice. I felt that okay, like the 100% pain, like it got reduced to by 30%. Like I'm having 70% pain. I felt very nice, and I was very optimistic that it will cure me. And the second day when I took that, pain again came back to 100%. Third day, 100%. Fourth day, 100%. For 1 week, 10 days, 100%. So I never got relief from Ayurveda treatment. I took all those Ayurveda medicines, though I just took those medicines for the days I was there for around 1 week or 10 days. And I then continued after that, even though I took medicines out there. And then the other thing was I took those all those hot massages and all that stuff like which happens in Ayurveda treatment. So nothing was helping me as such. Nothing helped me. So, and even I had a physiotherapy session also out there in that hospital. That also didn't help me. So again I came back sad that okay, this is also, I'm not able to get cured from this, and nothing is helping. And I was so frustrated with all the medicines I was taking. Like for 2 years I was taking pill in US, and nothing was helping. I was taking primarily the meloxicam and pantoprazole before that, and nothing was helping. So fine. And then like when I have to travel in bus, I cannot travel more than 2 hours. So it all like it's a complete life-changing stuff. Like the problem which I got earlier, like before I got this problem, I loved taking bath in a bathtub. I love bathtub. I thought that okay, when I will make my home, I will definitely have a very nice bathtub. And generally, like the bathtubs are not there in all the houses. Like it's kind of luxury, and it's not generally available in all the places. But I loved it, and I thought that okay, like I will get that bathtub out there. And whenever I used to go to UK, US, or anywhere in any hotels, so over there I used to have a hot bathtub, and be there for 30 minutes. I used to get a lot of relief, so it was all good, and I used to love it. But after having this AS, after 1 year, I was not able to sleep in the bathtub. I was not able to lie down flat, and I used to get lower back pain. So then I realized I cannot have bathtub. I took that out from my list. So yeah, so I was not able to sleep in bathtub. I was not able to take bath in bathtub. So that went out, like which was one missed out. Earlier, I used to sleep in sofa, and I used to like those fluffy sofas in which like basically you just go down and relax. And then because of this, I didn't like those fluffy sofas, because in those fluffy sofas like I used to get that pain, and then that was ruled out when I went to up the stuff. So and then even when sleeping, like earlier, like it was that okay, I felt relief when I was sleeping on stomach. So initially, like it was that I used to feel relief when I was sleeping on stomach, and not when sleeping on back. But then I got relief when sleeping on back. But nowadays, like from last 1 year, 2 years, I get relief when I sleep on back. But when I sleep on stomach, like it pains very very bad, and I cannot sleep on the stomach now. Maybe because of the fusion which the AS has caused. Uh, so yeah, so so I came back to India, and the Ayurvedic treatment didn't help. And then in April May 2017, so that was a time when I got very 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 bad pain in my lower back. I was not knowing what is happening. I was in very bad pain, and I didn't knew what is happening to me. And uh, that was a time I again showed an orthopedic doctor out here in India in Manipal Hospital, and he said me to get an X-ray in the lower back. I got an X-ray. The X-ray report said uh, no problem, all good. But then the good thing is the doctor saw the issue, and he said your sacroiliac spacing is gone. There is no space between your sacroiliac joint and your SI joint. There is no space is there in your sacroiliac joint. And that was a time when he said, okay, fine, let's get an MRI done. Got an MRI done, nothing much in MRI. A little bit of gap, the narrowing was there. And then because of that correlation which was there in X-ray, like we got the report changed from the X-ray technician, the X-ray guys, and said that, okay, fine, I'm having ankylosing spondylitis, the chances are there. And then again I showed to a rheumatologist out there, and then I finally got a stamp. Yes, I am having AS, ankylosing spondylitis. The narrowing of the sacroiliac space that confirms that I have AS. I was very tense to know that I have AS, and it happened around July time frame. I was very pissed off to hear this, that I'm having this problem, and it was during that time I said, okay, this doctor says that I'm having AS, and I showed to the best rheumatologist out here in Bangalore, India. I showed to 5 rheumatologists out here, all different, best reviews, the best doctors. Everyone said, you have AS, that is for sure, but this is your line of treatment. Like someone was giving this medicine, someone was giving that medicine, someone was giving biologics, someone was giving that, and it was all different kind of stuff. I was a bit confused when I showed to 5 allopathic doctors. And then my friend said, who was doing DM in Delhi, India, he said, come back over here, show to Dr. Rohini Handa, who is the HOD of AIMS in rheumatology department. Went over there. He said, come back, come from flight, show to him, and come and go out. He generally like it takes around 2 months to get his appointment, but luckily I requested, and there was no reference as such, but I requested his assistant, and he gave me an appointment after 3 days. I booked my flight tickets, went to Delhi, showed him, and got a 6th opinion. Then I went, and then like I had a friend in Ambala in India. I asked him, he said, also consult a rheumatologist who is out there in PGI, Chandigarh. And I even went to Chandigarh to show the doctor. Went over there, got his appointment, and then that day, at the final day, basically, Anshul, I guess the doctor's name. His appointment, basically, like he flew out of India to US or to some place, and all his cancellations, like all his appointments got cancelled. So, anyways, like I got 6 feedback from all different doctors. My friend, like he was a fan of Dr. Rohini Handa, and the line of medication which he gave, there were 2 more doctors like who gave similar kind of line of medications, and there were 2-3 other doctors like who gave a different kind of opinion. Like, there was one doctor who said, okay, don't wait now, go into biologics straight away. So what I found was, like, showed all the doctors. Couple of doctors said to go for biologics, but then biologics was costly also, and it was not covered. And I thought, let me try something else. And the line of treatment which I saw from Dr. Rohini Handa and many other doctors, and what I observed, like it was all one line of treatment. You will give you vitamin D3, because D3 is one of the criteria which is generally short in many of the patients, and by boosting that, generally, like, you get good relief. And then the other was like similar to NSA and pantoprazole for gastric issue, and that's it. And if you have more pain, then take a painkiller. So nothing more. So it was all similar line of treatment. And if I have a pain from outside, take a volume spray or something. So this was all okay. So went with that. Took that for around 1 month or 2 months. No pain relief. And that was a time, like when it was finally discovered that I'm having AS, I joined Facebook group. I searched in Facebook, do we have a group? Yes, Ankylosing Spondylitis. Ankylosing Spondylitis India. Joined both the 2 groups. And searched in WhatsApp. There are a couple of those, yeah, this is the WhatsApp number. Joined a WhatsApp group of AS patients. And slowly getting more information out here, there, observed in Facebook. And I was taking all those line of treatments which the doctor said, except biologics. And it was not helping, because for the last 4-5 years, like it went bad. Like I had this issue from 5 years, I didn't took precautions. It was only that, like in this 5 years, when I used to do exercise little bit here and there, I used to feel good. When I used to be in home, not doing anything, the pain aggravated a lot. So that was the thing which I figured out, and that's rightly which I figured out, because that is how this problem is. So I then I searched into Facebook, saw many places. They said go for a gluten-free diet, go for no starch diet, and then anyways, because of this 5 years, suffering from this 5 years, like my medicines, like my whole, I didn't started to believe in medicines, because medicine was not able to cure me for 2-3 years. It will cure me for 4th and 5th year. So I didn't had any belief in medicine. I stopped everything, and nothing was helping. So I stopped all them. So even I took those medicines like till the time, like when I was having that severe pain. And then when I got the severe pain, I read somewhere and then saw that, okay, fine, go with a no starch diet. I said, okay, fine, no starch diet. No starch was pretty heavy for a vegetarian in India, and because we primarily eat flours and rice. So that was an issue, and then I went with a no starch diet, and then I tried to follow it for a couple of months out there. So I was around 81 kgs, and I reduced to, my son just entered over here, so Just got a little bit of laugh. So I was around 81 kgs during that time, and I was on no starch diet, and around most of the things in no starch diet, I used to have uh, uh, a sprouted sandwich kind of a stuff, and sprouted chilada kind of a stuff, sprouted roti you can say, and in the morning and afternoon just salads, nothing, or only gravies and salads, and then in the evening just soup, and maybe like with a barbecue, vegetables barbecue, or nothing, only vegetables. So I followed that very seriously for 2 months because I was in very bad pain, and I wanted to do anything. I could have done anything to get rid of my pain, and I followed it very religiously for 2 years, for 2 months, and I lost around in 1 month itself. In 1 month itself, like I lost around from 81 kgs. I came to around 72, 70 kgs, and which was quite a good weight loss because it's not eating carbs. 10 kgs loss in 1 month time, and I think I followed that for not for 2 months. I think that I followed that for 1.5 months, and I was doing it religiously, but that didn't help. No starch diet didn't help. Maybe because like from last 5 years I was having pain, and that didn't help me. I was taking those NSAIDs, but that was not helping. The pain was so much that finally I went to a rheumatologist. I said, "It's not helping. What should I do?" Uh, he said, "No starch diet." Doctor said, rheumatologist said, he said, "No starch diet alone cannot help, and you need to have a biologics." I consulted my friend. Uh, he said, "Go with biologics. Biologics is like a bomb, and NSAIDs is like a bullet. So you hit bullet 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet, and if you're hitting in a city, 5, 10 people will die, not much, one by one. But if you hit a bomb, one go, most of the things will be destroyed. So bomb is more effective. Go with the bomb. Go with biologics." Okay, I said, yeah, I was in so bad pain that I could have done anything in the world to get rid of this pain. So then finally, the choice of options in biologics, it's a big world, a lot of options. So there was Remicade, there was Humira, the two best options. Though there was Symphony and lot many other things which used to tackle lot many other stuff. So did a lot of research, got to know about TNF alpha, a lot of things about lot many things, Klebsiella bacteria, lot many stuff. Figured out that okay, fine, biologics basically blocks those TNF alphas in our blood, and then basically that causes less of inflammation, and basically that will cause less fusion, less inflammation, less pain. So all good. So I went ahead with Exemptia, which is a biosimilar manufactured in India. In India, generally we don't get Humira. Humira is available in UK, US, and lot many other countries, but not in India. Don't know the reason. Maybe because of its cost, maybe because of some regulations. Okay. So in India, like Exemptia is available, and the doctor preferred me to go with that because he said, "Why not Remicade?" Because he said Remicade was done. Remicade was used in rats. It was tested in rats. That was done 20 years back, and that's old technology. So you should go with the new technology. Humira is the new technology, and don't go with that. Then like you have IVF and all that stuff. In Remicade, you need to be in doctor's place in 3-4 hours for 3-4 hours. But for Humira, take an injection and then go away to your home. So as advised by the doctor, I went ahead to take Exemptia, and initially doctor said, so Exemptia has to be taken, which is advice on Humira. It has to be taken every 2 weeks, and doctor said to at least try for 3 months. I said okay, fine. So I took 6 of those injections every 2 weeks, and the very reason for taking Exemptia was not about lower back pain. Lower back pain was always there. It was about the knee. I got a bad knee pain. That my knee was paining so bad that I was not able to walk. I was getting a lot of pain in my knee, in my right knee, and I was not sure what is happening. And even before that, even on my right hip, I was getting a lot of pain. So I got an X-ray, MRI done for my hip also, and for my knee also. So nothing much was discovered, but the pain and inflammation was there in my knee joint, and the pain was so unbearable that I went ahead to take anything. And so I took Exemptia, and the very first injection of Exemptia gave me a massive relief with my knee pain. So I got a pretty good relief in my knee pain. The first injection, the second injection, also maybe little bit of knee pain, but knee pain was under control even only after first injection. When I took all those injections, Exemptia injections, as per the schedule, my wife was giving it to me, and it was all good. The only problem was my knee joint. My knee joint was all good, but my lower back, it didn't give me any relief. So I took 6 injections. I think after third or fourth, even got once I got a lot of constipation. One day I got a lot of vomiting. So maybe side effect of Humira was also playing in. Again, Humira or this Exemptia brings a lot of side effects because it lowers your immunity, and if your immunity is lower, you will be attacked by uh, not many other diseases. So I was getting a lot of problem as such, and I was religiously taking. I took it for 3 months and then gave up. And then during this time, I stopped allopathy. I was taking only NSAIDs when I was getting pain, or painkiller when I was getting pain, and I started homeopathy again for 6 months. Homeopathy didn't help, and Exemptia also didn't help on my lower back pain. The pain was always there. Anyway, the psychoilia was kind of fused, and I was so much worried. And every 1 month I used to get my X-ray done, just to see, has the fusion happened in SI joint? Is the fusion progressing from SI to L5, L4, or it's moving up? So that was always there. Yeah. So so I was taking all these things, and then in my WhatsApp group, someone said, okay. Anyways, homeopathy didn't work. Ayurveda, I tried it. Like initially, I didn't try medicines as such. It was just a treatment that didn't work. And then I heard about a Unani medicine, a Unani treatment, which is again kind of a India and Asian kind of a treatment. So I went to Delhi for that. So that was more of a government hospital, and that was only which I knew. The reference which I got was of that hospital, and it was a government hospital. You get everything for free, but the facilities were not that very great. I had to sleep with 6 to 12 people in the same room, and then that was a different kind of experience for me, because like, I generally get a comfort everywhere, and that was not a very comfortable situation. But because of all my disease or my problem, I was willing to go wherever. So I took those 6. So I was there for a week. I got cupping done, and I got leeching done. Leeching is like they basically on your back, they using this septic pen or something, like they basically get your little blood out from your back or somewhere, and then they just put a leech out there, and then basically leech just sucks the blood out from your body, and it gets fat, like it's generally thin, and as it sucks the blood, it generally gets fat, and when its tummy is full, the leech tummy is full, it just leaves your back. And if the tummy is not full, they will keep on drinking your milk, keep on drinking the blood out from your body. So I had leeching for 3 sessions, 2-3 sessions. I had cupping done. The thing is, leeching was pretty good. Like, I also had cupping done before in Bangalore, and cupping was effective only till that pain of that cupping was there, wet cupping pain was there. And leeching, that was effective for 2-3 days, and so it was more effective kind of for me. And the cupping is something like in which basically uh, there's a dry cupping and there is a wet cupping. And in dry cupping, basically uh, what they do is they basically place the cups, and it's kind of glass cups, and then they place it in whatever body parts, and then they suck the air out from the cup. So when they suck out little air from the cup, basically a vacuum gets created, and then whatever body part it gets taste, it just pulls up that skin, and as it pulls up that skin, so basically that skin part basically becomes red, and and because that happens, probably your whole body, your immunity tries to go over there to that part and tries to give more oxygen supply and give more tends to take care of that particular part, that inflamed part. And because it takes care of all that inflamed part, your other issues like which I'm having, so basically that also gets benefited. So that is dry cupping. And in wet cupping, what they do is like they first make the skin part little bit kind of a light reddish, and then they apply a blade or a mark and on that skin, and then basically blood pours out from your skin. And what they say is basically the bad blood basically gets out from your body, from your skin, not from your blood vessels but from your skin. And so all the bad things which is there in the skin or outside part, basically that comes out, and that gives relief. So I had a lot of cups, like 20 cups in a time, and I had around 8 to 10 cupping sessions throughout. And I was just taking it religiously, maybe like it will help because it has helped many other people. So I was taking that, and though for leeching I've taken only twice, and I found a little bit more effective. And the wet cupping, when I took it for first time, basically like it was because all the scars and scars are there in your skin, blood is coming out, so those parts really gets little bit like get little bit pain. So so that was more painful kind of. And till the time I have that cupping pain, I don't used to get my lower back pain. And as the cupping pain used to subside, my lower back pain used to come back again. So that was the time. So till I have a cupping pain, and I was all good with the cupping pain, whatever pain I have, because if by doing that I was not getting my lower back pain, which was a big relief to me. So I was all in for cupping because I was okay to bear any other pain apart from my lower back pain. So I had that cupping done, and then I had that leeching done. So I took this for 6 months. The homeopathy medicines, I took it for 6 months and then I stopped. I went to Unani medicines, which is kind of a cheaper version of Ayurveda medicines. And I took that for 3-4 months again religiously, from October 2017 to maybe Jan Feb 2018. And that was not giving me relief. Then the place where I went to get a cupping done, so it was one of the best places for getting cupping done in Bangalore. So there the doctor suggested me that he had some medicine powder or something, and he used to say that okay, there was a guy who was suffering with arthritis, and he took that medicine and he was all good. Like he was not able to get up from the chair and he was able to walk then after that, after taking that powder of medicine. And then there was some protocol of taking that medicine. He said, you should also try that. I said, okay, fine, I will try that. And you get that medicine next cupping session, I will have that. So, and I was thinking that, okay, like at that time, like before taking that medicine, I will stop my Unani medicine. And that medicine was for 2 weeks period. So again, and then I asked doctor, okay, I don't want any steroids or anything in those medicines. Hopefully you guarantee that it was just in a powder form. And I don't know what the authenticity of that powder. But still, because of my pain, I was okay to go that extra mile and have a test on me. So again, I took that medicine for 15 days. That didn't help. I stopped it. And then I also took, and then I stopped that medicine, and then I again came, I again showed a Ayurveda doctor. I got hospitalized in a Ayurveda hospital for a week again for 10 days, and I showed the doctor out there. So over there, like it was more of a, they gave a ghee treatment. Ghee is kind of a the condensed like oil kind of, and which is made of milk, and they gave to me that for 3 days, and then I further got reduced from 68 to 66 kgs. And for 3 days when I took that, it was just taking that, and so it was more of a high fat, low carb kind of a diet, in which like I just used to consume that and in the morning, and then I didn't used to take anything till 4 p.m. in the evening, and that is what was running. Like the complete fat was getting burnt into my body. So that gave me little relief, and then again I was all into hot massages and all that stuff, all the Ayurveda treatments. So came back with that. The ghee stuff basically was good. The other stuff was not that good. I was taking soya milk earlier, and then after that, like the doctor suggested, and I read many articles also, that soyas are generally adulterated in India, and those are not good to have. So I stopped soya milk, and then I read somewhere that you should drink desi cow Indian milk, which is that milk contains like this. That's a A2 milk basically that contains casein A2 and doesn't contain casein A1, which is casein A1 is bad for health. It basically causes autoimmunity and it's not good for health. So that was the reason I stopped that milk, the normal cow milk, and used to consume that casein A2 milk, and that is what I used to consume. And on carbs, basically, like because like I was knowing about this like a year back, I used to eat little bit of carbs now and then on my meals. But then my primary intention was to eat more of vegetables and eat little of bread, more of vegetables. And then during that time, like around 6 months back, 8 months back, I discovered to go on a natural treatment, or like to learn myself from whatever places and then to apply it on myself. And then I got information that okay, you should eat organic. The other vegetables, it's all adulterated and it's not good for health. It causes autoimmunity. So eat organic only. So I started eating organic, everything, all the organic stuff. And from last 6 months, I'm eating all organic items, all organic vegetables, flowers, all this stuff. And then from last 6 months, like I stopped all the allopathy medicines. Like even like I took Exemptia, as I said, I took 11 Exemptia injections. The initial 6 months I took it in every 2 weeks. Then I spread it for around 3 weeks or 4 weeks kind of time. But eventually I took around 11 injections in 8-9 months time. And I took those. I showed the allopathy doctor again and again after 1 to 2 months. And his line of treatment was same. Take injection, take for 6 months, take for 9 months, take for 1 year. Let's see, let's monitor. how it's going good or not. Then I felt okay, it's not going good. I read that okay, maybe my TNF alpha is not causing problem, and maybe there is something else, like there are a lot of IL-16, there is a lot many other stuff which could have also caused this AS problem. So I said them, okay, let's try Symphony or some other thing, like this is not working. He said, okay, fine, there are 3 more options apart from exemption, humor and Remicade, and you can try this stuff. Then finally I thought, okay, fine, like it's again taking something. I already spent around $3,000 and around 2 lakhs INR in exemption injection, and nothing was helping. And then I again spent huge amount of money in few more injections. It will work or it will not work, I don't know. So I stopped going to the allopathy doctor. And anyways, even the allopathy doctor used to say that come after 3 months, 6 months. X-rays, it doesn't change very frequently. Like it takes around 6 months, 1 year time to get a little bit of more fusion. And basically, so that was a thing. And then I stopped going to allopathy doctor for last 6-7 months. And I was all into natural treatments. I was all into organic diet. I was trying to heal myself with good healthy diet. So so there were a lot which I was doing during that time. I stopped all the medicines. I was taking only Ayurveda medicines, and stopped all the injections and other stuff. And what I did was like went into anti-inflammatory diet. I took a lot of anti-inflammatory stuff. Like I was focusing more on ginger, garlic, and turmeric. Turmeric was very good. Turmeric we need to consume with milk and black pepper. It basically boosts the bioabsorption of the turmeric, and so there were a lot of anti-inflammatory stuff which I was taking. There were a lot of greens which I was taking, like greens, the green leaves, and the spinach, and all the greens basically are very good. I was taking broccoli, I was taking cauliflower, I was taking all the vegetables, trying to go low on flours, trying to go lower on all the starchy foods, starchy vegetables like potatoes and all the stuff. And then like I was also like I from last 1 year like I've stopped eating sugar altogether. No sugar, no honey, nothing. No sugar part. And the only sugar which I used to consume was from fruits. And even on fruits, like they say that okay, take only berries, but in India generally the berries are not available. If they are available, it's very costly, and even if it's available, it's not organic. It's non-organic, and it's not good. So getting organic fruits was also a tough job. And whatever fruits I used to get, I used to consume it. Primarily, like it was more of pomegranate, and pineapple is very good. We used to have pineapple, papaya, watermelon, and muskmelon. Those are not that good. It contains more of sugar, starch. But still, I used to consume those. So this focus was all on vegetables and starches. The other thing which I went into was going into detoxification process, in which basically, so I was taking a couple of stuff. I looked into not many videos here and there. So I took what to say, there are not many stuff which I was taking. So one was for removing molds, clearing your stomach out, clearing your gut out with all the harmful bacteria. So there were a lot of stuff which I was taking. Like one was more of like called mimosa pudica. The other was more of Vidanga powder, Vidanga, and mimosa pudica, Vidanga, neem leaves, cloves. So this were which I was taking to detoxify and clear my body. So I used to take that in the early morning at generally at 6 a.m. Then I used to do my freshen up, and then I used to do my exercise. Hope you've seen my exercise video. and that I used to do for 30-40 minutes. And then I used to take activated charcoal. Activated charcoal, after killing all your germs, bacteria, and all that bad stuff from your stomach, activated charcoal basically attracts those all the died bacteria and all that stuff, and then basically like it gets cleared out from your gut and from your body, so through your stool. So and then the thing is, like, you need to drink a lot of water because you have to flush out from your body, from your system. You drink a lot of water, create pressure, and then get that thing out. And then after, you need to maintain that 1.5 hours gap between these two. And after that, basically, so that is all. Then you can go with your normal breakfast and all that stuff. So earlier, like, I went with around 2 months of this detoxification. This was my routine which I was doing. Only that and a normal organic diet. Then I came to a diet in which I was taking a high calorie, in which I was taking things to boost my overall body immune system and to overall boost my good bacteria and all that stuff, all the good stuff. So for that, I was taking probiotics and prebiotics, more of kefir, the kefir grains, and then I was making kefir daily. I was taking additional capsules of probiotics, and I was taking MSM. I was taking omega-3 6-9 supplements because I'm a vegetarian, so I cannot get that from a normal food. I was taking vitamin D3 capsules. In addition, I was taking alfalfa powder, separate alfalfa, because alfalfa generally, like, it's we don't get organic stuff in India, like we can't get it easily in India. So I got an organic alfalfa powder, so I do that, and then I used to have that. Added cinnamon, turmeric, and milk was always there with black pepper. And there were many other supplements which I was also taking when I was doing this boost up exercise with me for 1 month. So when I was doing the detoxification stuff for 22 months, I never had pain. Like, after that, going with Ayurvedic treatment, and so I didn't got pain, so I was all good. And then when I went with this boost up program, I stopped this detoxification stuff and then added this boost up stuff, in which I was giving boost up to my overall body. Organic diet was always there. So I was not getting that. So I got a little bit of pain during that time. So then I took again for 2-3 months, and then finally I again, right now, from last 1 month or so, what I'm doing is, like, I'm doing a mix up of detoxification and strengthening my body. So in the morning I do the detoxification program, take all the stuff in the morning 3 hours, and then when I take my breakfast, and then after that I get all my supplements in to strengthen my body, and then in the evening, like, I have a probiotics drink, a prebiotics drink, a coffee drink. So this is what I'm doing, and it's all good, but and then exercise, like, as I said, and exercise, I'm doing it from last 1 year, and that is there. And the other thing is, I was also drinking apple cider vinegar before, so it was more of a initially, like, I took a non-organic, like, apple cider vinegar, which I was drinking for 1 year, and then, like, I said, okay, fine, you also need to drink that organic stuff. And then, like, 9 months back, I got an organic stuff of apple cider vinegar, and then I'm drinking that. And so cinnamon water, little bit, I boil it, like, little warm water, cinnamon, or little warm water with apple cider vinegar. Though they say that you can add honey also in apple cider vinegar. But then again, because I was going on complete no starch diet, and honey is full of starch, and then I just didn't want to take honey. Though they say that apple cider vinegar with honey is good, it's more good, but I just take apple cider vinegar alone when in water, and warm the water, and then I take a glass straw, and using that glass straw, I sip the apple cider vinegar, because like it can also, the apple cider vinegar can also cause little bit damage to your tooth enamels. So yeah, so this is what I'm doing. And thing is, for last 1 year I'm doing exercise. If I don't do exercise for a single day, I cannot have my day. It's pain so bad, so I have to do exercise, and that is very much required. The other thing is the pain management stuff. Like the other thing is like, yeah, I got a bed. I got a Ceragen bed. So Ceragen bed, in which there are Ceragen stones, and that you can heat it through the electric point, and then basically it gives you a warm effect. So I sleep all night in that bed. I got that 3-4 months back, and I'm sleeping in that bed, and that's giving a good relief. Basically, uh, basically your complete back gets heated up, even with your complete body, and that's good. Like, apart from your neck and above neck, but all your part gets heated up. So it's okay. Like, it's not given me that beneficial results, but still I'm using it. And when I was in US, I also took inversion table. So inversion table is something in which like you lie down, you get your legs up and your head down, and basically by that like you relax your spine, and by relaxing your spine, basically if you when you do reverse of gravity, basically like you do anti-gravity stuff, and so that's more or less. So I was doing that. So I took that for 1-2 months, and then I tried that, and I didn't really got help from that. And so I tried that, and that didn't help me. And then as I showed you in my exercises, that I do a foam rolling exercise, and then I do the normal stuff which I got. And the other thing is I also consulted the yoga MD, like a doctor, like who is on a MD in yoga. So I have consulted him with my exercises, which I have learned from lot many physiotherapists and lot many other people, from videos, from here, there, everywhere. So all my exercises are compiled by and reviewed by all my physiotherapists, by all my doctors. Like whoever I go to, I show them, oh, this all exercises which I do, is it good or not? Is it good? Okay, fine, it's in my list. They said, no, it's bad. Why bad? It's because of this reason. Okay, fine, take that out. So all that exercises which I'm doing, like it's all reviewed by all the experts out there. And yeah, so that is more or less which I'm doing. So that's my day, and stop taking it when I sit for a long time, like more than 1 hour or so, like in office. I get a lot of pain, I get a lot of stiffness in my lower back, and then sometimes like after getting up, like I come up in a stoop position like this. So yeah, so the stroke position sometimes comes, the forward stroke comes, so that's the reason I do the backward, this exercise to keep my upper body back. And yeah, so this all stuff which I do. And the thing is, to all the prospective, to all the people like who are having AS, I would say that to fight out with AS, take charge of yourself, take charge of your body. No one is going to help you, no one is going to better understand you. It's you, you are suffering from the disease, you know the pain, you know the suffering which it's bringing you. People will not be able to understand you. Some people can sympathize on you, your close relatives can sympathize on you, can have a concern on you, but eventually it's you who is suffering. And so this is yeah, so you need to fight out yourself. Like as rightly said by many people, you have to be a AS fighter, you have to be a AS warrior, you have to defeat the disease. Allopathy world doesn't have a treatment, they just treat the pain which you get, they just treat the inflammation you get, They don't treat the cause of this, the root cause of the issue. The homeopathy world and ayurvedic world, they again have their own line of treatments. They say, okay, do this, do this, do this. Have water control, have air control, water control and heat control and all that stuff. They have their own stuff, and it slowly works, and probably it works for many. But the thing is, like, you, their protocol is far better because they try to treat the root cause. But then there is no protocol as such for AS. But the thing is, they have protocols to heal your gut. And what I've known till now, my learnings are, it's all because of your gut, all because of your internal body, all because of the inflammation which is occurring in your body. And you need to control, you need to give the support to your body so as to cure your body yourself. And the final thing which I want to touch upon is, like, it's not about physical exercise, it's not about consuming right food, it's not about consuming good stuff. It's also about healing with your mind, healing with your soul. So when I was doing all those blah 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 stuff, I was taking everything, I was going out for all the options out there. My wife was always my support. My family is always my support, and they have supported me thick and thin. But thing is, I never used to. I always used to hear with my open mind. Whatever I feel that okay, this is good, I used to go with that. Whatever my body used to say it's good, I used to go with that. But then, like, my wife got information about pranic healing. It's basically healing your soul, and by healing your soul, you heal your body. So she got some information about pranic healing, and which is a worldwide program to basically for your soul healing and for your inner soul cleaning and for meditation and for more of connectivity to God and so on. It has manifold benefits. So even I took those sessions, like I was the basic pranic healer, then an advanced pranic healer, and then crystal pranic healer, and then a psychology pranic healer, and then arhatic healer. Was a soul, attended a soul class, and so it was all like I attended, my wife attended, and we did everything, crystal healing programs and so on. So I did a lot of in that sphere also. And one thing which I learned from that was, like, you need to believe in yourself, you need to believe in God, you need to believe in the supreme source, that He can heal you, He can heal your soul, and through your soul you can heal your body. So when your soul gets purified, when your soul is clear, basically then it can act on your body, and then it can heal your body. And when your body is so much damaged, so basically, like, even if your soul is clean, eventually, like a day later or 2 days later, it will basically dirty your soul again, because like it will throw out the dirty energy, it will throw out the disease which is there in the body to the soul, and the soul gets dirty again. So the thing is, through this pranic healing sessions, basically it's all about believing in God, believing in the Supreme Source, asking for blessings from the Supreme Source, and asking the blessings from the Almighty, from all the Supreme Beings, from all the higher beings, and heal yourself, and ask for the healing, and get your soul healed, get your body healed, do meditations. And apart from this, the other thing is, like, you also need to believe that in giving is what you will receive. When you give something, you will receive that. When you give happiness to someone, you will receive happiness. When you give joy to someone, you will receive joy. When you give pain to someone, you will receive pain. So maybe it's because of our old karmas that we are receiving pain now, because we might have given pain to someone else before and that has come back to us again now. And now to cure this is, you make someone's life pain free. So you go find someone like who is having pain and you try to help them out. You try to either give them monetary help so that they can get some painkillers, they get relief by the painkillers. You guide them to take some natural ingredients which will heal their pain. You remove the sufferings of other people and your suffering will be removed. So this is what the goal is. That's the law of attraction. What you give is what you get. So this is another stuff, and which is also important. Like, it's not only about body, it's also about your soul. You need to uh, have your soul also clean, soul also purified, apart from your getting your body purified. And that is how you will eventually get your whole system good and healthy. So this all a lot of stuff which I have done. As I said, like, I have even took acupuncture session in US, and even in India, like, I've taken around 8 to 10 acupuncture sessions, and I take it every week. Even now, every week or 2 weeks, I take an acupuncture session now. I did cupping 10-12 times, that didn't help much, but acupuncture session, I am doing it because my doctor who does acupuncture treatment, he is very optimistic, and seeing his optimistic action and his zeal to treat me, basically, so that is one of the other reasons why I go to that acupuncture doctor, because I feel that because of his will to treat me, I might get cured. And apart from that, he does the acupuncture treatment also pretty well. And so it's more about the thinking, your mind. If you want to get cured, you need to have your mind in such a way that, and you need to tell your mind, educate your mind that okay, you will be cured, and this is how it is, and this is how it will work. So this is what my story is from last 6 years, and here is all the story of mine, and this is my journey. So the fight is still on. So this is all what I have to say. Friends who is suffering with AS, be a fighter, and nothing is easy. Nothing will come easy. You have to make your own fight, and you have to follow the best what you get, the best knowledge which you get from the market, from everywhere, from wherever you buy hair. Follow those, and then get yourself healed. And other thing is, science is advancing very fast. Most probably the cure will be there, not for our generation, maybe like down the line there will be a cure for AS. So, and hopefully sharing the learnings from all the people like who have healed themselves, we will be in a much better place to heal ourselves. And yeah, so all the AS warriors, I do wish you all the best, and keep fighting, and looking forward to hear your comments on my journey, and also looking forward to hear any of your suggestions if you want to give me, if I'm doing anything wrong. And yeah, friends, that's it. So all the best, and looking forward to see you again. Bye.